Sometimes we've been planning and working and coaching them for years before they bought their homes already. You have to talk to a loan strategist so that way you're not second guessing the process from TikTok videos like this. Because there's a lot of these out there and it can be really misleading. I think this is what a lot of buyers are feeling right now.
I'm never gonna own a house.
Here's a fun fact about how broken our system is. I can't own a house either, despite owning 2 successful businesses. I live in my parents' basement. And don't get me wrong, that's not from lack of trying to buy a house, but they make it incredibly difficult nowadays. First, start a business after university, and they say, oh, you need 3 years of business income.
Do you need 3 years of business income?
2, and sometimes 1. If you've owned your own business and you've owned it for less than 5 years, then they will require 2 years worth of income. If you had it for more than 5 years, then typically it's 1.
Cool, stay in business for 3 years. Go to reapply and they say you had ups and downs. You need stable income, but businesses grow. They have up and downs. That's how it works. So I give myself a small, steady income, and then they look at things like, oh, you got your pickup truck. You have too much debt. You can't buy a house with this level of income. So despite paying off all my trucks, saving up 20%, it is still incredibly difficult to buy a house because the house prices are going up faster than I can save the 20%. And they say this needs to be done because it's the affordability. Despite running 2 businesses, they don't know if I can handle the finance of buying a house.
Yeah, the reason why I want to talk about this with you is because people will automatically watch this video and assume, oh, I'm never going to be able to buy a home now because I'm in the same boat. No, you're probably not in the same boat. Everybody's situation is unique. He didn't show any of his finances, of what they went off from, what was his DTI, his credit score, the type of home he's planning on buying. They need to go over all of that so that you can compare apples to apples. You that are watching this might have a better credit score than him. You might not have a business, or if you do, you might be smarter about your expenses and your deductibles. You might be putting a different down payment. You might be buying a different home, so talk to a loan strategist, a loan officer, somebody like Lisa, to budget and go over all of this. We've said it here many times. Some of our clients that come to us to buy a home, sometimes we've been planning and working and coaching them for years before they bought their homes already. We have plenty of clients like that, and it always starts from there. You have to talk to a loan strategist so that way you're not second guessing the process from TikTok videos like this, because there's a lot of these out there and it can be really misleading and it can make you feel like, oh, you're never gonna be able to buy a home. That is not true. Your situation is different. The really screwed up part is there are people who would hear this and still say, you just need to work harder. Society is insane that we all collectively accept this nonsense.
So yes and no, I see what they're talking about because they're thinking you can't get a leg up and everything. So let me give you an example, guys. When the market fell the last time, when the lending institution was a little bit loosey-goosey, all right, and everybody and the mama, if you had a social security number, you basically was able to get a loan. What happened to that economy? I have lived through that time. Every other house on almost every single neighborhood was foreclosed upon. Let's just say somebody's making $100,000 a year. That means on a monthly basis, they're making roughly about $8,333. And let's just say they did save up that 20%. They buy a $600,000 house. They gross $8,333. Uncle Sam already takes about 25 to 30% of that. So I'm gonna do the math. 8,333 times 70% of your income you get to keep. So you get to keep $5,800. Your mortgage is $4,088. You got $1,700 left to work with. Let's say you're an average American household. You're the sole income owner. One spouse stays at home, takes care of the children. Is $1,745 enough for you to make a car payment, to get food, to get gas, to get diapers? Is that enough for you? So if I divide that by 4, $1,745, if I divide that by 4, you get to spend $436 every single week. You're not saving anything at all. So the reason why these guidelines are set in place, guys, is to not set people up for failure. The system, I get it. Somebody said in the comment here, the system is broken, it's rigged, it's set to keep us as peasants, and so on and so forth. Yeah, home prices are increasing. They're increasing because people continue to see the value of home ownership. They continue to see the value of home ownership more now because of all of the social media, every bit of knowledge and information that we're getting. Unfortunately, many of it is wrong on TikTok or on the internet and whatnot, right? But I'm sharing with you, the reason why it's there is because what happened the the last time where everybody was able to get a loan, they did not care, or they didn't have strict guidelines to state that, oh, okay, well, I mean, if your take home is only like, $6,000, it's cool, we'll get you a loan. Your mortgage is going to be $6,000. You're cool, right? You're going to make a promise to us that it doesn't matter what happens, you're going to be able to get a second job, get a side gig. That in itself is broken. That's what happened in 2008, and that's what they don't want to happen now.
Rules and regulations and policies and guidelines are kind of put in place to prevent a big rehab from happening again, The same thing with getting a mortgage, unfortunately. I know that sometimes it seems unfavorable for the individual that feels that way at that time. Maybe it's because, it's telling them something bigger about their own situation. But every person that's bought a home in today's society, whether it's high market or low market, they will tell you they worked hard to get their home. They worked hard to get approved for a mortgage. They had to pay down debts. They had to get their credit scores up. It's not like how it used to be in 07, 08. Because even today, I'll talk to like a person that bought during that phase, and they will be like, man, why is it so difficult to get a loan right now? Because it is a lot more difficult to get a loan right now because of what happened in 07, 08. And during that time, they didn't make it strict like today, and that's why the market crashed. They're trying to prevent that from happening again. People learn from their mistakes, and that's why, despite what gurus are saying about the market crashing, that's why we don't see a market crash, market correction, any of that, because everything is still going strong. All right, y'all, thanks for all the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel, and then share this video as well. Thank you, Chi fans. You guys take care. See you guys next time.